dreams. Colors come alive. Chameleons changing the two are alike. Inspired to learn about the world outside. Here I go on a journey wild and wide. Microscope zooming a whole new side. Madagascar beckons, it's a magical flight. Exploring the wonders with eyes open wide. I'm on a quest with knowledge as my guide. Woodworking hands shaping dreams anew. Creating beauty from the depths of truth. Building bridges, connecting old and new. Crafting tales that will touch hearts through.
Shining like a neon sign. Chameleon rock, he's a sight to find. Chameleon rock, he's a sight to find. Chameleon rock, changing every day. Colors the light in a vibrant display. He's a rhythm chaser, climbing up high. Chameleon rock, he's a star of the sky.
Hello, Chameleon Academy. Oops, give me a second here. Oh, there we go. And there we go. Hello, Chameleon Academy. Very good to see you here. And oh, hey, I need my light on. You guys know I got my mood light. I like my little light. It's got to be back here. So, how's everybody doing here? We have a well, it's getting into winter. I know some of you already have snow on the ground, and some of you are just getting ready for it. Hey, Michelle Fico, hello. Haven't seen. I think you're a new name here, and we love having new people join us. And hello, everybody. This is going on both Instagram and YouTube, and so got a lot of people here. So, all right. Well, everybody, as you know, I've been working on a mini series about how to start your own reptile YouTube channel, and that's being on my new channel, Misty Forest Dragons. And so that has started. We had a interview on Sunday that was with Fadi from Daffy's Reptiles. And that kicked off the week. Today was the second episode. And so if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, go to the YouTube channel, Misty Forest Dragons. And you're going to be able to, I'll put that link in the chat. Well, at least the YouTube chat. Instagram doesn't let me put links in. It doesn't like anybody going anywhere. But you can start in every day. There is an episode every day at 1 p.m. Pacific that goes live. And you get to, if you just follow every day, you're going to have a YouTube channel. And I think it's a great idea for people in our reptile community to have a YouTube channel, because having a show makes you disciplined and makes you take everything you know in your head and put it into words. And that helps solidify what you know and allows you to share it with other people. I'm I strongly I feel strongly about taking care of our community and us taking care of each other and sharing what we are figuring out. And when you have a show, you end up figuring things out together. And that's what this Chameleon Academy has been all about for all these years. It's been about me bringing people on and us all talking and figuring it out ourselves, figuring out amongst ourselves and sharing. So, if we can get more people doing it, I'm, I'm going to do my part. I'll share everything I know, and I hope people take advantage of that and make a show of your own, whether it's a video channel, podcasts, Instagram, TikTok, live sessions. Yeah. Let's see. 1.0 Exotics on Instagram is saying, I started a channel a few months back that started to fall off, and this has really sparked my interest again. I'm going to follow your rules to bring it back. Thank you for everything you do. 1.0 Exotics, that is great to hear. Yes, please. And you're probably a little bit further ahead than my if you go to episode 1, which went out yesterday, we're up to episode 2. It does start at the beginning. It assumes that you have no experience and you're just starting off at base level. So you're probably a little bit further ahead, but you know what? Start from the beginning and fill in that foundation. It doesn't hurt to start off already ahead. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people doing group reptile handling things with chameleons. What are your thoughts on this? Group reptile handling. I don't know anything about, I don't know what you're talking about when you say group reptile handling. Are you talking about other reptiles with chameleons or 2 chameleons at once? Terry, what are you talking about? Doesn't sound, no matter what it is, you use a lot of words that I don't like. So, I mean, not that I don't like you, but group handling, those things are not good words when we start talking about chameleons. So let me know what you're talking about before I start going off on on my feelings about this. Oh, let's see. Jimmy says, I've had my male and female for like 9 months now, and boy, I am not a fan of the eggs, but we manage now. You're not a fan of the eggs? Okay. Well, oh well. Yeah, eggs can be intimidating. No breeding. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you're keeping them separate, because if you're not, then you're going to be stressing them out, and that poor female is never going to be done with eggs. But even if you separate them, depending upon what species you have, yeah, sometimes the females just keep doing eggs. Veiled chameleons are a lot like that. Panther chameleons will settle down after a while. Definitely separate. Excellent. So yeah, so you're just getting infertile clutches. Yeah, I know what you mean. not yeah, veiled. Yeah, how could I have guessed that? Yeah, I'm not a fan of all these infertile clutches either. But if you keep them, just get all you can do is provide them the best husbandry possible, and they're able to go through it. But it just makes you feel bad that she's going through all that effort and all that stress on her body for nothing. But this is the thing. Bill, last night there was a frenzy of slugs in the patio, and I decided to get them and feed them up. Am I ready to go with this one? I don't know about slugs. I mean, the chameleons will eat them. They'll eat them. Slugs, I believe slugs love to soak up pesticides and poison, stuff like that. So I don't know how healthy, but then again, if your chameleon's going to eat them, hey, go for it. So let me say, I don't know one way or the other if slugs are good or bad. I know we like to feed snails, at least captive bred snails. We like that. And some chameleons really like that, like Jackson's. But I don't know about slugs. Haven't tried slugs. My chameleon got a burn. Is there any medication I could get her? Alvarito, it depends on how bad that burn is. If the wound is open, it's probably a good idea to go to the vet. There are antibiotics. You can use burn creams on them. But if it's really bad, it may be a good idea to go to a vet just to get that looked at. Let's see. I'll get back to my YouTube. Let's see. Cooling off a bit lately here in Massachusetts. Gonna start helicopter dadding my veiled enclosure until I get the airflow and temperature right for winter. Yep, that's what we have to do every time the seasons change. We have to be on top of making it all work. That's part of being a chameleon, Dad. Yep. All right. Verified has a question looking for some answer. Verified, just go ahead. Just go ahead and put your question in. And if I don't catch it, people in the chat are very good at taking care of. This community is very good at taking care of each other. So put it on. Someone's got an answer for you. All right. I subscribe to your channel. Thank you very much, Kazugusa, Japan. I love seeing Japan here. Yeah. Does handling shorten lifespan? Okay. Handling is a stress for a chameleon. How much of a stress depends upon how your chameleon views it. If your chameleon is so used to human beings that this is, it's that stupid hairless ape again, then it's probably low stress. If this is a very shy chameleon and you're going, yeah, I'm going to tame you down. Yeah, it's a high stress point. You start bringing in like bearded dragons and stuff. I don't know what this group thing is. And then the stress spike goes up. And so stress, just like every animal, stress shortens the life. Now, how serious is it? Once again, it depends on how much stress there is. This can be a stress spike, which really, I mean, chameleons do okay with stress spikes. It's the long-term stress. It's the continual stress. And so like if you handle your chameleon every day and this is stressful for them and they know that the next day they're going to have to do it again. So they're scared of you coming in. They know the hand means that they've got to be pulled out and now they're going to be sitting on a hand. If they're a chameleon where that's stressful, then now you've introduced a long-term daily stress for them. So I'm not going to say handling your chameleon will shorten the life of your chameleon, because that word handling, there's so much that could mean. Us pulling the chameleon out and taking him to the vet, that's handling. But presumably that's for a better, so the benefit of that is outweighing the stress that's there. So there's really, for people who want to handle their reptile, chameleon is not the right reptile. And I know there's so many people out there who so want to hold their chameleons and so want to justify it and want to say that they are the chameleon whisperer and their chameleon loves it. I know it's like, oh, just get a bearded dragon. Yeah, chameleons are not meant to be held, and we're not changing DNA. So, I mean, I'm sorry, I wish they were. I'd love it if chameleons love to be held, love to be snuggled, love to ride on our shoulders, and love to be in herds so we can love having them in herds. But that's just not what they are. We just have to accept what they are and not think that we are so able to put our will upon another living creature. It's hard to explain that to someone who is convinced that they can make changes in animals. Let's see. I just saw you in my recommendations and thought Devin Larat started to look. I don't know who Devin Larat is, but if Devin Larat looks like me, he must be a very handsome fellow. James is here. By the way, that reminds me, tomorrow morning, DIY Chameleon guys. This is the season finale. That's episode 40, season finale. This is the last episode of the season. James and I have a very intense next couple of months coming up. We're getting ready for Madagascar. We'll be in Madagascar. And so we're going to take this time to refresh, start back up in February. But please join us tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Pacific on the Chameleon Academy channel for the last episode, season finale. We look back on what the heck happened. Give me a second. Oh yeah, time change. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Time change. Oh boy. All right, everybody, say hello to Dylan. Dylan, first time with the chat. Hello, Colton. Just set up my Dragon Strand and waiting for my Panther to be ready. Excellent. This is an exciting time when you're getting ready. And you see, everybody, this is perfect. Colton set up his cage and is now waiting for the chameleon. That is the right way to do it. That is the right way to do it. Excellent. Excellent. Verified says, I recently bought an auto mister for my chameleon and wintertime is starting. Have any idea of what settings I should put? How often and how long? It's same as the summer. For the chameleon, there really isn't much difference. So you're controlling everything in the house. Keep them well hydrated. Yeah, there's no you could discuss, if we had a chameleon group where we sit around the campfire and we discuss advanced techniques, we could talk about giving a wet season and a dry season. The dry season is cooler. And some of my care guides have wet season, dry season suggestions, but we haven't, as far as keeping them healthy, we haven't seen that that we don't know if there is a benefit to the dry season. Now, I think there is, because I think if you rest for 6 months out of the year, you're going to live longer, and that's going to be more what they do in the wild. But I have yet to have solid experience to back up my suspicions, and so that'll have to wait. But as far as for right now, just do the same hydration as you usually do, as you did for summer. That's fine. And by the way, Liza Ann and Mikey Ben are asking some very good questions. So I encourage you to continue the conversation with them, because you're going to get some good information there. Oh my gosh, the Chameleon Collective joined. I know those people. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going through the chat here. All right, James. Now somebody's building a rain system for their enclosures. I am sure that you are to blame. Chameleon Collective says, "Hey, Bill, nice shirt." Did you guys know that I ordered? Of course. So I interviewed Daffy Fatty from Daffy's Reptiles was my co-host for Sunday's live session to kick off the YouTube channel series, and I ordered a Daffy's Reptiles t-shirt, but I guess it's coming from Canada or something, and who knows when. It hasn't even shipped yet. I ordered it weeks and weeks ago. So I literally had to make my own. So I got one of those transfer sets and I printed it out on my printer and I ironed this on a shirt. So now I'm wearing it because I made a shirt. So I'm going to get some use out of it. So Clyde G. Creature says, Bill, you have come to the right place if you are looking for bills. Yep. All right, little clarification on the whole group handling thing. This is the thing. There are people doing visits in community centers handling them. Yeah, chameleons are not. Generally speaking, chameleons are not the ones you want to take to community centers for handling sessions. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't chameleons that are suitable for this. So I have actually met one chameleon that seemed to do great with people. He would just walk around and climb on people and just go around, absolutely no care in the world. Darwin the veiled chameleon was the most amazing chameleon. So there are chameleons out there that even me, do not handle chameleons bill, will look at and say, all right, there's the exception. So without seeing it, I'm not going to condemn it. I'm just going to say that that's not a good strategy to put on paper unless you have this amazing chameleon with a complete exception sitting in your hand. And they may. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna do. I don't like to sit here and tell and be um, 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 uh, criticize people over the internet. So I don't want to specifically criticize specific people. I'm just going to talk in general. So you're just going to have to take that, know that there's exceptions to every single thing. And when I say something, a recommendation, just know I probably have exceptions here in my house. But yeah, you got to say what would apply to 95% of everything out there. Let's see. Hey, Bill, how's your night going tonight? Doing great, Austin's Arachnids. I'm sitting here talking with a bunch of real cool herpetoculturists, not just chameleon people, a lot of chameleon people, but got all sorts of people here. So, yeah, this is a good way to spend the evening. Let's see. Chameleon Collective, Tyler saying that was homemade. Yes, that was homemade. I made it the day before I went on. It's like, you know what? That's not coming. So that shirt's not coming. And so I ordered a heat transfer over Amazon, and I made it myself. I don't know how it's going to do going through the wash, so I'm just going to get a lot of use out of it before I try. Oh, yeah. So let's see. Matthew King says, I am lucky. My Ramba is really good. Yeah, and Matthew and everybody who has a chameleon that is good being handled, understand that you are the exception. And it's not good for the community for you to, and Matthew, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying, generally, if you've got a chameleon that's good at being handled, don't go out into the community saying, see how great I am. I can handle my chameleon. Understand that you've got the exception. Enjoy it. Have a great time with that exception, but don't show it off as if other people should expect that, because you're going to get a raft of other people wanting to do it. So, if you're going to show people that you're handling, say, hey, I got really lucky. Look at this guy. This is an exception. Don't expect this, but boy, I love this guy. That's the way to present it. You don't hide it. You don't have to be embarrassed about it. Just be realistic. You got lucky. And I have too. I've got some chameleons around here that will crawl over me. And they just don't care about me as a human. I just got to be careful not to present that as this is what you should expect, internet world, because that's going to condemn a lot of chameleons to a highly stressful life and an early death, because they just aren't that kind of individual. So, definitely enjoy them. Enjoy them. Just let everybody else know that this is an exception. Let's see. Do you ever feed bean beetles? What is the best business to buy them from? Oh, you can buy them from any business that carries them. But yeah, I feed bean beetles all the time. Well, when I have chameleons that are small enough to eat them. My chameleons hate me. Haha, I love them. Okay. Yep. That's typical. That's typical. Let's see. Two Turtle Tom is here. I did not know Trioceras would eat mollusks. Very interesting. Well, Jacksons will eat snails. Are snails mollusks? I don't know. Yeah, chameleons will eat anything. If it moves, they'll eat it. So they are not picky. Well, some of them are. Most of them aren't picky. Is there a way to prevent mildew growth on plants while still keeping high humidity at night? Sir T the Great, that is a great question, and it's something that we all have to balance. And the main strategy that we are working on is taking the humidity down during the day. And everybody you see in the care guides, the humidity goes down during the day. Please realize the humidity going down during the day is for our cages to dry out. That's not because the chameleon needs it. It's because our cages need it. In the wild, they can have high humidity during the day. It doesn't matter. But that's because they're not in a cage. They've got a lot of ventilation. So understand that in the care guides, it says take the humidity down during the day. Understand that that is an artifact of husbandry in captivity. So that's what the care guides are for. They're not about how these guys survive in the wild. It's how they survive in captivity. So just know that. So if in the future we figure out how to do high humidity during the day without having a problem with maintaining ventilation and not having a problem with fungus, mold, and all that kind of stuff, then all of a sudden my care guides are going to have higher humidities during the day. Keep the chameleons hydrated. That's a good thing. So it's good to have context as to where those numbers come from and why they are there. And I know I've seen so many other care guides copy my numbers, and I just got to tell everybody my numbers are going to change as our technology and our skills as a community grow. Those numbers are going to change, and it's not because the animal is changing; it's because our abilities are changing. And so it's a very dynamic situation. Well, at least it is if you keep on top of things and if you keep moving things forward. If you're in the Chameleon Academy, you're in that bucket. Annabelle is here. The world is that much brighter. Let's see. Okay, and Mikey, Ben, Eliza, Ann are helping verified in the chat. That is excellent. Thank you very much. So, all right, let's see. I used A&D ointment without painkillers for my cam's burns. His burns were from an LED plant bulb, so it was different from a normal heat bulb. Interesting. All right. Is it normal to see the rib cage on a male panther? He seems to eat a lot. Well, it's not normal to see the rib cage. It depends on what you mean by see the rib cage. If I see ribs, I'm not concerned. But if he is skinny, then yeah, that's a concern. But there will be other signs of him being skinny. He'll have a whole emaciated look. Kazukuza, I've never made a long video before. What's the context of that? Kazukuza, are you going to be making a YouTube channel with us? That would be awesome if you are. Oh, okay. Got a great discussion about fans and such. Thank you very much for community coming together and taking care of the chat. Let's see. I do not think a chameleon crawling on you is the same thing as holding, restricting its movement. This is a very good insight. Going into handling. And yes, allowing a chameleon to crawl on you is a lot less stressful than you holding a chameleon in place. And it's all about how much control are you exerting over this chameleon. Very good point. So let's see. 81 here and sunny. Ooh, Randy A, where are you coming from? Yeah, it is pretty over here. I'm getting in the high 70s, but we are about tomorrow. We're going to be getting something we call the Santa Ana winds, which is winds that come in over the desert from the desert. And so they are just dry as a bone. So everybody's got to come in. I got to turn on the humidifiers and all that kind of stuff. Where I am in California is between the ocean and the desert. So if the winds come from the desert, it's dry and miserable. If the winds come in from the ocean, it's humid and cool and wonderful. Yes. Should start the DIY season 2 in Madagascar. Well, yeah, Madagascar is a challenging place to do internet things. It is highly unpredictable. We'll just say that. Yeah. Are you going to export anything you find in Madagascar? Blake, I am not. I am there just to guide bring a group, and we're all going to enjoy watching them in their natural habitat and getting a feel for the natural habitat. So that's what we're going to be doing there. Now, exporting chameleons, it is possible for me to do that if I do have some contacts in Madagascar, and so if somebody had quota, then I could go and do that. But I just don't have I don't need any more chameleons. Well, let's just say that. Oh, and then yeah, and I don't want to go through the time and effort it takes to export the chameleons. But yes, that is one of the first questions that everybody wonders. Are you going to go and bring back chameleons? Nope. Gonna leave them. Gonna leave them there. Gonna let the professionals do that. All right, I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Any recommend to care a 2-month-old taking care of male veiled chameleon? Montano? Oh, Zizi Pepe loves the videos. Very glad that you enjoyed the videos. And let's see, Montano 9844 recommendation to care for a 2-month-old male veiled chameleon. Go to chameleonacademy.com and look for the veiled chameleon profile. That is going to have everything you need. It is a multimedia presentation. I have on there a care guide that you can download. It's a care booklet. And on the website, there is a detailed explanation of every point in that care guide. There are also embedded videos and embedded podcasts that you can enjoy if you enjoy learning from a video or you want to listen. And if you go down to the bottom, there is a series of podcasts all about the history of the veiled chameleon in the United States. And I interview with people that go to that were in Yemen. And so it's a much more comprehensive place to learn about veiled chameleons. Let's see. Do you have experience with desert chameleon species? No. I do have an interview with someone who was breeding Namaquensis, if that's the one you were talking about, and so that would be the ultimate desert species. There are more drier species like the Camaleo chameleon and such like that, but we have relatively little information about those. They rarely, if ever, come into the pet trade, and they are different because they come from the Mediterranean area, so they have very cold winters and hot summers. So there's still all these corners of the chameleon world that we still have to really explore. think Daffy needs to pay me a percentage of what? Is there money involved? I want to know where that money is. And oh, you mean the shirts? Well, I just made one. Turn it inside out before you wash. All right, thank you very much. See, I'm getting good life advice here. Yeah. See, I have a mandatory maintenance for my apartment community coming Thursday. I need to disguise my 2 chameleon enclosures and my leopard tortoise. Good luck. Good luck. I had a friend who was renting a house and had a house inspection every 3 months. And she liked to keep Miller's chameleons. And so every 3 months, she'd have to break everything down, put it in her car, drive around for the time of the inspection, and then bring it back afterwards and set it all back up. Yeah. Question for the chameleon crew. When incubated eggs, is it okay to have temperature fluctuations within a few degrees? I'll answer that. And everybody go ahead, answer that if you're on the YouTube, answer that what your experience is. But Tyler, I'll say I have temperature fluctuations. I've done a lot of just keeping them in my closet, and it works just fine. And some would argue it's more natural, which probably is. But yeah, temperature fluctuations are fine. Derek's got a very important question here. Can we do away with changing clocks? Took me a solid 17 minutes to reset everything this past weekend. Derek, I think I haven't found anybody who says we should continue doing what we're doing. I haven't had anybody defend this, and I would like this time change doesn't do anything. I mean, it gets so dark for me anyways. So what are we saving an hour for? I don't know. I don't know. I will support getting rid of this time switch. Brosdahl and Brony, is there anywhere that healthy Meller chameleons are for sale? No, there are not. Now, I did hear of someone was successful in breeding them in Europe. And so there may be some available in Europe. I don't know, Brosdahl and Brony, I don't know where you are located. If you're located in Europe, there's a chance. But there have not been much success with breeding Millers. People have, I guess, gotten lucky here and there, but nobody's done it reliably. Oh, you're in New York. Yeah, not in the United States. Not in the United States. I don't know what Bill's talking about. My darn chameleons are picky. Oh, okay. Well, this is different, James. I'm talking about in the wild where they have to work for their life, not in your luxury resort where they can sit back and say, oh no, can you give me a grasshopper that's a little bit greener? Yeah. Your chameleons are spoiled. They can afford to be picky. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, okay, so this is going to be a site. Got me some camo Crocs for Madagascar. Or darn climbing spikes are on back order. You're not going, God, we're not going to let you climb anything. Oh, boy. Madagascar is a great place to go. Yeah. Ned's coming in saying, thought my chameleons are like a lot of types of food. They all picky. All right, so everybody's coming out of the woodwork saying their chameleons are picky. What can I say? All right. Ooh, what's going on? Okay. All right. Okay, I'm just going through trying to catch up with the chat here. Got a lot of people having fun in the chat. Good. That's exactly what we should say. Should have. Are there any reliable treatments you recommend for treating fungal infections in chameleons? You can get some antifungals, but fungus is a real tough thing in chameleons. So go to the vet and get some supervision and treatment. But yeah, fungal infections are really tough. Really tough. Does anyone know if I should feed off more of my male or female dubias? Oh, I say fade off the males. Are you breeding them? If you're breeding them, just keep the females, especially when they get big and have all those spikes. But the males with those wings, oh boy, chameleons love those. So I would just keep a couple of males for breeding. Feed the rest. Poor males. Oh boy, poor males. Oh, people are saying they love carpet chameleons, which is exactly, I agree. Carpet chameleons are great. So, have an incubator, but it's easy. 10 years old, is going with the closet method. Yeah, closet method has worked for me. Yeah. All right, we have another vote for no daylight savings time. Hey, Misty Mountain fans, love to have you here. So, hello, Perfect ULLC. Good to have you here. Do you know any carpet chameleon breeders? Oh my goodness, boy, did you come to the right place. Let's see. Nick, who's everybody help me. I know him as Nick. What's his company name? I'm working with it. Okay. Brosdahl Abronia. How am I going to get this to you, the information to you? Nick Uns. My poor brain. Somebody give me the website for Nick. So, my Illuminati, please help me. My poor brain I'm on the spot now and my brain is frozen up. So we need to get Brosdahl and Abronia in touch with Nick. Please help me. My building management company mistakenly told me they basically don't care about caged animals. So that's kind of like free permission to have 10 to 100 cages. Yeah. Oh, boy. All right. Let's see. Night vision. Yes, James has got night vision. Unzarium. Thank you, Two Turtle Tom. Okay. Unzarium. Okay, Brosdahl. Now I'm going between. I'm trying to go to. Do we know Uns? Let me try to get this. Trying to. It's not coming up. All right, Brosdahl. Unzarium. UNZ. Arium. We'll have carpet chameleons very soon. Yeah. Let's see. So, all right. Everybody, I am going to, we are going to have quite the month of November here. And so you are going to see a real fun thing with me, because I am releasing a video a day for this mini series, and it is it's a rush. I love it. I love doing this, but you're going to see me. You're going to see what happens when I'm running on afterburners and caffeine. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's like you encourage everyone to chat. Perfect. Fun evening for every Tuesday when we get to help each other. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Now, to everybody out there, as you know, I have a number of outreaches, and one of the outreaches which took a hiatus this year is the Reptile Entrepreneur. And I am looking at bringing that back in force next year. I have a number of things I want to accomplish with it. And so, how am I going to say? I'll communicate your feelings on that. Let me know. You know what? I'll probably do it anyway, but it's good for me to know. Let me know how you all feel about that. And how many of you people have ever heard the Reptile Entrepreneur podcast or saw the videos? Let me know. Maybe that's a good question to ask. How did you all get to go in this trip? Invite only situation? We talking about Madagascar? Oh, okay. Probably talking to Colton. I think you're talking about Madagascar. Sometimes with these chats, I come in and I don't know the context. But if you're talking about the Madagascar trip, this is something that in February, I just said, anybody want to go? And a lot of people said, yeah, we want to go. So this will probably happen again. I mean, assuming everything goes well, we'll probably do a 2026 Madagascar trip. And so that will just stick around here, watch us. We're going to be online as much as possible to share what's going on in Madagascar. And I can tell you sometimes we'll be online a lot and sometimes you won't hear anything from us because there's no internet. But after we all get back, you'll start hearing things about the 2026 Madagascar trip. And that's the time for you to say, hey, you know what? I think I'd like to do that. And then, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of interview process here. You just had to not be a horrible human being, and everybody was kind of nice. So this is correct. James was first in line. He just jumped up and said, "I'm there." There was no asking me questions, no asking for more details. It was just, I'm there. And then he asked all the questions. Oh, yeah. Do you cool chameleon eggs immediately, or do you leave them to cool for a while? Kazukuza. So what Kazukuza is talking about is diapause. And that is traditionally done with furcifer eggs, not furcifer eggs, furcifer and kaluma eggs, and maybe some other from Madagascar. And that's where we take the eggs down to, say, 55 degrees for 2 months. And that simulates the cold, cool, dry season. And it resets the eggs and it gets their timing. And they need that. Some of these species need that. Panther chameleons don't need it, although they can use it. And it kind of helps with the timing. Parsons chameleons need 2 diapause sections. And so the question he's asking is, do you take them to diapause immediately? And the answer to that is, I usually don't, but Frank Payne came on my podcast and explained how he experimented with it, with doing it immediately, and it worked just fine. So I have one data point that says you can do that. Obviously, I would love to have more data points. So please let me know if you do it and share your experiences so I can share that with the community. I think diapause is something we need to experiment with more. Shout out to the halftime guest on the MFD series. We need to make Yvette's t-shirts. Step aside. You hear that, Yvette? Oh, so what Mikey Ben is talking about is this series about create your own YouTube channel. Each episode is broken up into 2 sections, 2 tutorial sections, and in between I have this halftime where I bring Yvette on. Yvette's my wife. She's the breeder for Misty Mountain Fans. She breeds Euryplatus fantasticus, and she is following along and with the episodes and is doing them and is going to be starting up her channel along with this series. And so she comes on the halftime and talks about the struggles and how she's doing. And this Saturday is actually going to be her first video. She is committed to it. And so she's going to be doing her first video this Saturday. And it will be at 1 p.m. right after Chameleons and Coffee. And so right after Chameleons and Coffee, let's all go to Misty Mountain Fance and watch her first premiere long form video. And I have influence, so I'm going to have her do it as a premiere so we can all be there for her. So yeah, it's a lot of fun having her on. It adds that personal touch, and I'm up and I'm just talking about it. This is something I've gone through for years and years and years, and so when the teacher is up there talking about it, it's like, yeah, okay, nice concept, but having a vet actually go through it and share some of the struggles and how she overcame those struggles, I think really brings a personal touch and says, yeah, this is something anybody can do. So I am so glad she's doing this with me. Figured that was the case, having just recently came upon the community, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, we got a nice little community here. Yep. And so when me and James go in 2026, everybody can also come. Yeah, you see how I just slipped that in? I'm just assuming James is coming in 2026. Oh, boy. That's right. When Eliza Ann knows about her shirt, it somehow is made. Nate saying, I'm team you do that, the reptile entrepreneur, as long as we still get chameleon videos on advanced topics. Love me some yeah, I know. There's only one of me, and I've got like 3 me's worth of stuff I want to do. Love the entrepreneur series. Excellent. Reptile Entrepreneur was great, but I miss most weekly episodes of the original Chameleon Academy podcast. Love hearing guest interviews with husbandry and species experts. Yeah, I am going to take some time. I usually, traditionally, I take a break at the end of the year from everything that I am doing. I'm going to keep the lives going, but like all the projects that I'm doing to refresh, recenter, and figure out how the next season is going to go. And so this, I already know I'm going to be doing a lot of thinking about how can I bring in the different facets that were this year. There's a lot of going in different directions this year. And I did something. This year was my year of community and digital products. And that's something that I wanted to go over with the Reptile Entrepreneur, but I wanted to do some field work before I started talking about it. And so this year was me doing a lot of field work. And during this year, I've created a digital course. I've created an entire chameleon, a closed community for if you purchased a course, you got into this closed community. And now it's available if people are saying, what are you talking about? I have this virtual campus for the Chameleon Academy, which right now has one course. It's about chameleon parasites, learning how to use the microscope, learning how to identify parasites, and knowing about the medicines and all of that. And if you are part of that course, well, then you get access to this community where you have other people who are serious about chameleons and paid for the course. And so we have a very nice little community of people that are very serious about it. Now, I am combining my Patreon with this community. And so now if you want to support the Chameleon Academy outreach, you can, instead of paying Patreon, you can put that support into this community. And in this way, I'm actually able to give you something back. When everybody supported on Patreon, I was very clear. There's no way that I can do any more of an outreach than I'm already doing. and people supported me anyways. And that, I thank you so much. I mean, there's people still supporting me, and I thank you so much for that. I would like to invite you, those of you who are supporting me, to go to my Chameleon Academy virtual campus. And if you support me there, then you don't have to be involved in the campus. But if you would like to be involved with a very special closed community, then you will get something in return for the support you're giving me, other than me being able to continue doing this. And so I just want to present that. Now, I don't have any right now. I don't have a landing page set up. I'll just pull up the link if anybody's interested in that. I know I didn't like sell it. I'm not really selling things right. And I don't have a landing page yet, but if you want to go to the YouTube group, I'm putting the link there. That's just see it as if you want to financially support the Chameleon community, our Chameleon Academy. That's how you can do it, and you will get to be part of this small community. That's a nice tight-knit community where we talk a lot about chameleon husbandry and other things as well. I'd love to learn about a microscope. It's been on my to-do list for a year now. Well, perfect, Hugh. Go off. You can go to chameleonacademy.com, and on that homepage, you're going to see a banner about hunting microscopic chameleon parasites. Click on that. It's on and it will lead you to a description of the course and a place where you can purchase the course. It's on a professional course community platform, so there's cost involved. And if you purchase that, you get the course for as long as it's up, and for any upgrades. And I do upgrades on a regular basis. So something to check out. And you get to be part of, it's a community powered course. That's what's special about this, is there's a community attached to it. And you also get to be part of a forum where the alumni, the fellow students going through it, the alumni and me, we're all there. We're talking about case studies. You get to see it, us doing fecals, us doing parasite discussions and figuring out how to rid our chameleons of parasites. There's a lecture hall where we have guest speakers come in, live guest speakers. So let's see. Sounds like Happy Dragon. You know what? It's actually on the same type of platform as Happy Dragons. But yeah. And I've been talking to Happy Dragons about how we can work together. But yes, sounds like you are very familiar with what's going on. So going to be a convoy come 2020. Yeah. We're going to have like four tour bucks, 4 tour buses going to Madagascar. I would like more info on logistics of keeping large amounts of animals. Sounds very fascinating to me. Where did that come from? Let's see. I missed weekly podcast too. Okay. I'm going to have to, I am going to have to figure out how to get a schedule. And so I will be consistent. And that's my plan for next year. No internet or phone distractions sounds like heaven. Yeah, Jarek, it's great because you can pull it up and you can get full bars on your phone and a full Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi is not hooked up to the internet, so you're not getting out. Wonder how good Starlink would probably work fine. So I have a baby who I've seen rubbing his right eye on branches. He also doesn't seem to respond to any of my movements with the right eye. You know what the issue could be? Babies are very difficult, and right off the bat, It could be something inside of the eye, something that went wrong just genetics. It could be a vitamin deficiency. So there's a number of things that it could be. Very difficult with babies. I wish it were easier, but yeah, it's one of those things where it could be something simple, like Mikey's saying. It could be just stuck shed, or it could be a problem. It's one of those things where you take it to a vet and see if the vet can figure things out, but you may or may not actually come to a conclusion. Babies are tough. So, all right. So Nate's job is based in sell tons of Starlink. So to clients who have barely no internet on the beaches, infrastructure. Yeah. Okay. So we got an inside track to Starlink. Oh yeah. Da, 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 da. All right. I am. Let's see. Kazukuza, for me, English listening was still difficult. Talking about the podcast, I think was frustrated that I could only understand about half of it. Sorry for taking the time to answer your question. Thank you for answer. Oh no, wonderful. But yeah, that's yeah, I can see that being a problem. I'm glad you tried. Glad you tried. Now, I am evaluating what the world looks like in 2025, because I love podcasting, but the world is on YouTube. That said, so many people listen to YouTube, like these live sessions. So many, some of you are type in their chat, but many of you are doing things in the house, doing chores and all that kind of stuff. So is there a future where I do my podcasting and I talk, and the picture here is just of a chameleon hanging out in his cage for 30 minutes? That becomes a very interesting future for me. And if that would take off and that would be acceptable in the community like that, I could see us trying something different in 2025 that may be beneficial for all of us. And Kazukuza, there is a world where I could get the transcript coming on. The transcript would be in English, but I don't know how I could do it. I've had so many people ask for different languages. I know there's no way I could do all of them, but there's interesting things in the future. Interesting things in the future. So, off-top question for you guys. Oh, James, have you already? Have you already answered this one? James is the expert here. About to set up my fogger for my cage. I know there's a lot of options, but I want to go House of Hydro. Very good. One disc enough, or do I need 3? One will do you. One will do you for one cage. Now, if you plan on expanding in the future, doesn't hurt to get 3. Yes. And then Eliza Ann says, for 3 enclosures, you'll need something bigger, like the 5 disc. Yeah. You're in the presence of James Cross, our fog father. Yes. Hello, Ray. Historic Animals. Good morning to you. Zizi Pepe, how do you feel about buying expensive morph chameleons? If you like them, then more power to you. If you want to do a breeding project, that's probably a good idea, because it's just an initial expense, and it takes just as much money to raise up an expensive morph than it does a normal morph. And one of the things that you need is you need people to buy your babies, because believe me, keeping a whole clutch of panther chameleons, which, yes, I do, and I shouldn't, but I do, not because I want to, but because I just don't sell them, it's a lot of work. So when you say I want to start breeding, if I know you didn't say you wanted to start breeding, but if you enjoy the morph, get it. It's all about your enjoyment. I mean, this is, yeah. And if you are breeding, this is just general speaking. If you're breeding anything, get the best genetics possible from the beginning. Don't save money on breeding stock. That's where you spend the money, because when you want to start selling your babies, the pictures of the parents and the lineage of the parents, that's what's going to sell the babies. And nothing is more painful, frustrating with the breeding project than not being able to sell the babies. That is it. So, yeah. Here in the chameleon world, we have a person for everything from all walks of life. A super vibrant community full of wonderful members. Yes. Oh. How many chameleons you have in your collection? I make it a point not to count. It's always safer that way. Let's just say I have a healthy group. You guys want to know what a small world this is? Well, yes, we do want to know what a small world this is. Stephanie Payne's hubby and I went to the same elementary school. Oh, can't get photos on here, right? I'd love to show. Nope. Unfortunately not. No photos on the live session. That is, YouTube is working on their community features. And so there may be a time in the future where we can actually share photos. They're working on putting together like a very primitive Instagram type thing for 2025. So in 2025, we may be actually able to have a little bit of a community here on YouTube, like Instagram, that where you can share photos. So it's getting there. And a lot of us are in a learning community. Bill has that parasite courses on, and we share pictures there. Yes, that is true. And the parasite course is wonderful. It is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun when you learn about the microscope and you start looking at what's going down there. And you know what's really fun is when you get your chameleon poops inside of the plant and you pull up the poop from the soil, because that's a party. Not all of those things are parasites. Those are nematodes and things, parameciums that come up from the soil because there's a bacterial smorgasbord here so everybody's eating. But so when you look at that under the microscope, it's like there's stuff all over the place. Yeah, they're not all parasites. Oh. Let's see. I can say it has much more included value than just a course. The community is there. Yeah. The community was there to support the course, but the community has grown into something of its own. It's very, very cool. Feel you with being overwhelmed by it all. I'm the same way. Go slow, and you found a great group to answer questions if you have any. Yeah, it's so important when you're starting in the community. There's so many communities you can pick and be part of. Pick a healthy one. There are so many not healthy groups out there, and don't think you have to be part of every one because you're going to miss out on something. Yeah, there's all these different Facebook groups out there, but I gotta tell you, you're not getting different perspectives. You're just getting different crumbs. It's investigate the people in charge or the people who are leading and decide what community you want to be part of based on what the leader and it doesn't have to be the leader, the spiritual leader, the one, where are they getting their information from? Who is actively working on pushing that information forward? And you've got to answer this for yourself, because everybody's going to say, I'm great, I know everything. That's what everybody's going to say. So, but you have to do the research. Who's been around? Who's produced? Who's done enough that you say, yeah, that guy knows what they're talking about. And I'll tell you, and don't, everybody's going to say I'm the greatest. So don't believe anything I say. Check it out yourself. But I'll say the number of people that actually produce husbandry information, produce chameleon information, is a very small group. And I know them. Obviously, I'm there. I can name them. And there's a whole lot of people that present that information. So you just decide, make a choice, which community you want to be part of based on the people who are producing information. Yeah. Let's see, there's spaces to ask questions, spaces to share our DIY projects. It's great. Yes, we've got a lot of communities outside of the Parasite course that just kind of started up. Yeah. So, all right, but yay! Hey, another subscription it is. Yay! Oh, well, everybody's going to be waiting for you there. Yeah. I'm in for Spanish translation. We still learn. Oh, I love Spanish. You know what? I need like 48 hours in a day. Oh, bye, Matthew. I love Spanish. I used to live in Guadalajara, but very small, so very young, so I didn't get a whole lot of Spanish. I haven't switched over yet. Yeah, take your time. There's no immediate need. No immediate need. I'm just feeling bad for the people who supported me on Patreon, because I just haven't been able to construct yet another outreach. And so, but if you're okay with me not being able to be on Patreon and doing special tiers and stuff like that, then just you can stay there. But I'm doing this because I can finally give back. So, new chameleon dilemma: running out of room in the house and need to start looking at the third bay in the garage. Ideas are there's no dilemma. Yeah, and then add a fourth bay to the garage. This is, I don't know, seems pretty straightforward. What the heck? Going fast. Y me alegro mucho de que estás aquí y seas parte de esta comunidad. All right. James is now our Spanish translator. Thank you very much, James. It is good to have you. Jeez, you make the muggles move out. Oh, boy. Yeah, everybody, that's what we call non-chameleon people. We call them muggles around here. Oh, I just bought my fogger. I got to be careful how much time I spend on here. Oh, Colton. Yeah. It sneaks up on you. You ask poor James where he started, where he's ending up. Yeah. Oh, there's James. Oh, it gets worse, Colton. Oh, yeah. Next thing you know, be buying a microscope and talking about chameleon poop for fun. Oh, yeah. We are all rooting for Treebeard, Eliza Ann's panther. We're all waiting for him to drop a poop, and we celebrate when he does. And then we all look at the slides and figure out, oh, what's in there? Yeah, it's a different life. It's a different life. Let's see. My vet prescribed Panazerol, 1 dose, and the second one 48 hours later. That is standard Panazerol. I suspect you'll need more than that there. Generally, Panazerol, you do 1 dose and then like 2 weeks later do another dose, another round. A vet will have their way. But yeah, that's the wonderful thing about Panazrol. And for those wondering, Panazrol is a anti-coccidia. It's a coccidiacide. It actually kills the coccidia, unlike Albon, which is a coccidiostat, where it just halts the coccidia so the immune system can come in. So, yeah, they both work. But yeah, Panazrol we like Panazrol better because it only takes 2 doses, as in Albon often is 5, and so Panazrol is less than half the stress on your Chameleon. That's right. Says if you buy the nicest things out of the gate, you don't have to buy it twice. This is true. I found this out as well. Lizanne says, my husband is the opposite. Oh, yes. All right. Could you give the link to the Patreon people if they keep it there and just keep them there could you give the link to the Patreon people if they keep it there and just keep them there if they yes, actually, if you are on Patreon, you can go to the Patreon group, and I have put a link on the Patreon and said, if you want to come join over here, you can be part of the community because you've been supporting me. Now, there is only one tier. To do multiple tiers was a complete mess on this new platform, and so there's one tier of $10. It was just a middle range, and so one tier. So there is a little bit of a transition depending upon how much you were donating, but yes, if you're on Patreon, you can find the link there. And what the heck, you can ask me anytime you want, and I will give it to you, and I will eventually get a landing page together. So, don't forget season finale DIY Chameleon guides. Thank you, James Cross, for the super sticker. And yes. Oh wow, we are way out over time. You got me once I get talking. Yes, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Pacific on the Chameleon Academy YouTube channel, we have the season finale of the DIY Chameleon guys. Me, James, and the shadowy members of the Cluminati get together on Wednesday morning to start the day off right. And so I invite you there. And actually, hey, you know what? I can actually give you I'm going to give you a link. Oh, look at that. Bill is actually on top of things and has this already loaded up. So I'm going to give you a link to the DIY Chameleon guys. Let's see if I can get it here. Videos. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. All right. Unfortunately, I can only do this to the YouTube team because Instagram is just a pain in the butt when it comes to this kind of stuff. But let's see. All right, everybody. Thank you all very much for this incredibly fun evening. I'll see the crazy ones of you tomorrow morning. And then we are going to be, Saturday is going to be the next live. And every day at 1 p.m. Pacific on the Misty Forest Dragons is the YouTube, Start Your Own YouTube channel series. Got a lot going on here. If you are totally confused as to everything that's going on, then I invite you to join the newsletter. Yet another thing. The newsletter is actually where it all comes together. Every newsletter, I have a calendar of everything going on. You can join the newsletter. It's a free newsletter. You can join the newsletter on the ChameleonAcademy.com website. And that's what I recommend. Just go there, sign up for the newsletter. It comes out every Thursday, and it has a calendar of everything that is going on. And that is the best way of keeping everything straight here. So, Whew, we got a lot going on, and it is a absolute blast. Oh, we got a donate. Oh, thank you very much. Wow. All right, James. It looks like we're on the hook for doing season 2. We got to do it now. Oh boy. All right, everybody. Hello, Tej Porna official. Very good for you to join, although we've come at the very end of this show. Uh, it's very good to have you. The next time we're going to be going live is on YouTube on Saturday at 12 noon Pacific. But I'm here every Tuesday evening on Instagram and YouTube at 5 p.m. Pacific, and generally go to 6 p.m. Pacific. But obviously, once I get talking, I don't look at the clock, and so we go over. So, all right, everybody. Thank you, everybody. We will see you later and tomorrow morning. Woo, better get some sleep. All right, there we go. All right, so you know what? What crazy? There we go.